What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ICNV Draft Session. Today, I'm going to get into a topic that was brought up to me by one of the subscribers. They asked me to go a little bit more in detail about why I prefer custom paint over custom wraps. Or really, I think it's more of a focus of what's the difference between custom paints and custom wraps to help you guys make a better decision if you lean toward a different direction with the color of your car. So let's dive into that topic. For illustration purposes, I'm going to show you some of my favorite custom paint job cars I've seen and some of my favorite custom wrap cars I've seen over the past couple of years. Maybe that'll give you a little reference to what I'm about to get into. So let's start off by reviewing custom paint jobs. Now, to me, I'm going to say this probably multiple times throughout this video, a custom paint job to me is just unique. And it's one of the things that if you actually get it done, I think it's hard to beat a custom paint job. But let's dive into what makes a custom paint job so unique, head turning, and to my point of view, the way you should go. So when you look at custom paint jobs, it takes a lot of detail. It gets very crazy and you can get a lot of unique color schemes on your car. Most people that look for a custom paint job are looking for something unique that you can't really replicate. And I think that's part of the big reasons why people go to custom paint. Not so much that you may not make this color again, because there are some color schemes that the moderate car enthusiast would choose. But when you start really diving into custom paint jobs, you see it more in the lowrider scene or the old school scene, or the timeless classic scene. So you see it on cars that have, I would say, lived their life of purpose and now are just being showcased. So I think that's another consideration that you need to take in hand. If you're looking to get a custom paint job or a custom wrap, I'll ask you to think about what's your purpose for the car. Because to me, if you're going to make it a show car, it definitely needs a custom paint job. You can't really get past the flair and the originality behind a custom paint job. But what I will sit there and say, there's a lot of reasons why people avoid custom paint jobs. And I'll say one of the main reasons is price and time. Custom paint jobs can range anywhere from $5,000, $3,000 to $25,000. And yes, I did say $25,000. I have seen custom paint jobs that are so wow, so detailed, and so unique that it's taken over a year to get to the final project. And I think that's another consideration factor that many people don't actually consider, is that the more detailed the paint job, the more unique the car will look, or should I say be different from any other. But at the same point in time, it's a lot of man hours in that work. And most people don't want to have their car sitting down for a year unless they're truly trying to make a show car that is going to be head turning and breathtaking. So think about that. The prep work, the paint time, the stripping of the car down, removing wheels, and sometimes even engines, transmission, and other mechanical parts, just to make sure it's done correctly. Because nothing's worse than having a custom paint job that is a bad paint job. So this is a meticulous project. And for many people who this may be their only car, I think that's why they don't go the custom paint job route. A lot of people like the look of a custom paint job, but they don't like the time, the cost, and the loss of their vehicle for a custom paint job. And I think that's what makes wraps so unique and have a place in our market today. I'd like to take this moment to say thank you to all my military members and veterans, because we all know freedom isn't free. And because of you guys and the sacrifices that your families make, we get to enjoy this thing we call freedom, which we enjoy so much. So a big salute to all my military members, veterans, and family members who make the ultimate sacrifice. If you've enjoyed what you've seen so far, go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the ICNV Driver Edition community. This is an interactive community, which means if you hit me up in the comments below or on any one of my social media platforms, I will do my best to respond back. And if the topic is interesting enough, I will make a video on it. So reach out, let's chat. But let's get back to this video. Now, when we talk about wraps, there's always the factor that it can be replicated. A lot of people steer away from wraps that want to have unique cars for car shows because they don't like the fact that it can be easily replicated. And I think that's one of those factors you really have to consider if you're making it a show car. For most people that turn to wraps, they typically want their car to be different, not the same thing you're going to see daily if you're just cruising down the street. So it doesn't really bother them that it can be replicated, that they may see 10 or 15 others similarly wrapped somewhere across the country or in their local area, because you won't see 1,000 of them wrapped the same. And I think that's where the actual value comes in. Not to mention, wraps typically take less prep work and they can be done quicker. I will say, depending on the wrap artist, now we'll call them an artist or engineer or whatever you want to call a technician, but depending on the person doing a wrap, typically you can get a wrap done on your car anywhere from 3 days to a month. I think the longest I've heard is 6 weeks, but that wrap person is very meticulous about his work. Now, you do get what you pay for. So if you go to the 3-day guy and you're not getting like accents done, you're trying to get a whole car, you're probably going to see some flaws. But I'm not going to sit there and say some people aren't very good at what they do. But what I want you to understand is that typically, from my experience and being around the car community, most wraps take anywhere from 1 week to 2. And I think that's a fair amount of time. It's a lot less timely. Now, some people actually think wraps don't really look authentic. And I have to tell you, it comes down to the quality of the wrap and what the person wrapping their car is trying to accomplish. Yes, there are some wraps out there that you can tell instantly that is a wrap job. And yes, there are some wraps out there that you look at and it will make you pause because you can't tell if the car has actually been painted or if it's actually a wrap. And to me, those wraps cost more money. And if they're done correctly, meaning time is spent and you don't see the transitions in it, it will make you think this car has been custom painted. And that, to me, is what most higher end, or should I say, most people pursuing wraps are looking for. To me, if I'm looking to wrap my car, I want something that's going to look as close to authentic paint as possible. Yet, I don't want to pay the cost of actually getting an authentic paint job done or the timeline I have to lose my car for getting such a unique paint job done. But they are out there. And when you see them, they look so unique. So in essence, I feel like if you're looking to change the theme or the look of your car and you're looking to drive it daily, I would suggest a wrap. To me, that's part of the purpose of the wrap. It's like PPF. It's an extra layer of paint protection from your original paint job, but also giving you another unique look than what your actual paint job provides. And it costs a lot less than getting your car painted. Because if you really get your car custom painted, you're gonna, in my reference, actually want this paint job to last. So you're gonna turn back around and put PPF on your car, which is gonna cost you about another $2 to $3 grand, depending on how much you actually want covered And it could even be more if you want the entire car covered, which I would think you would since you spent that type of money on a custom paint job. So the cost just keeps adding up for the same functionality of a wrap. But again, to each his own, and I'm not here to steer you in any direction. I'm just here to give you information about both. So if you're looking to daily your car, or I would say drive your car quite frequently, my suggestion would be a wrap. If you're looking to create the ultimate show car or something that's going to stand out at car shows, custom paint it. You won't regret it. And I'm telling you now, it's just something about the look of a custom paint job up under those bright showroom floor lights that hits like no other. But if you got more questions about wrapping or custom paints, hit me up. I was just trying to give a brief touch on it because I talked about it some at the auto show, and somebody reached out and asked me to go in a little bit more detail about custom wraps and custom paint jobs. And if there's something I missed or a question about either you really have that I did not cover, reach out in the comments below. Remember, we are an interactive community and we grow together. So if you're reaching out to me on my social media platforms or in the comments below, I will do my best to respond. That's all I'm going to talk about for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Join the community. We are an interactive community, which means, again, reach out to me in the comments below or in my social media platforms, and I will do my best to respond. And if the topic you bring up, just like this one, is interesting, I may make a video. But as always, chase your dreams, build your visions. Don't let anyone discourage you. It is okay to be unique. But as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and I will see you in these streets. Peace.